Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. In today's episode, I want to cover the Oklahoma murders. The 7 people that died, one of them being the perpetrator. So, as you know, it's a murder, you know what. Sad as possibly can be. Here's the deal. Officials were searching for 2 teenage girls. They were looking for them as they were considered missing teenagers. And so officials were looking for these 2 girls and they came across the bodies of 7 people in Oklahoma as they were searching for these 2 girls who went missing over the weekend. So we're going to dive into this story. Let's hear what we know at this time. Ivy Webster, only 14 years old, and Brittany Brewer, 16 years old, both teenagers, young, so full of life, and so much love and life to give. They were both found dead inside a home in Henryetta, Oklahoma on Monday, May 1st, alongside the body of Jesse McFadden. The 4 other bodies were said to be his wife, his daughter, and some friends. Let's go ahead and dive deeper into this story. As we are learning, this man was an actual sex offender register after being convicted of rape in 2004. Now, reports indicate that the 2 girls were planning to go swimming with McFadden's stepdaughter, Tiffany, as McFadden is married to her mother, who is also one of the victims in this story. Now, McFadden, as I share, he has a criminal history, including convictions of rape and larceny in Pittsburgh County in 2004. He is also on the sex offender registry. Now, this is still a developing story, so we do not have all of the information at this time. But law enforcement, they are not sharing too much as they continue to figure out why this happened, what happened, and so I'm sharing with you what we know. Now, local outlets, they had reported that investigators believe that the bodies belong to Holly McFadden, the man's wife, her 2 sons, and Tiffany, as I mentioned, the stepdaughter, who the 2 girls were supposed to be going to swim with, and were even seen in McFadden's vehicle. And according to a post made by Ivy's grandmother, the 2 girls were supposed to be back at their homes by 5 p.m. on Sunday, the day before, but they never made it home. The grandmom, she was sharing on social media asking for prayers right now. My daughter called me at 11 p.m. last night letting me know my granddaughter, Ivy Webster, has been missing. That's what Shannon Boykin had wrote. The grandmother shared photos of the 14-year-old and begged anyone who may have information on her granddaughter's disappearance to please come forward. These were missing girls at the time. Boykin wrote that both Ivy and Brittany's phones were going straight to voicemail. And according to law enforcement, Ivy, Brittany, and Tiffany, they were supposed to go swimming on a ranch in McAllister, which is a town 40 miles away from where they lived, but they never arrived. And when they found out that the girls had never arrived, fears were heightened after the news broke that McFadden was scheduled to appear in court Monday morning on a child PORN related charge. We don't really know a lot of the information around this. Now, Erin Christie for KJRH reported that she spoke with Ivy's mother, who said her daughter's tracking service had been turned off sometime on Sunday. And a lot of family of relatives close to those in this that are victims, a lot of them are like, we did not know of McFadden's criminal history. Now, Erin Christie wrote about her talk with Ivy's mom and shared that she was unaware of McFadden's criminal history. She says it is extremely unlike her to not respond to text messages or any of her phone calls. And so now they're looking all over for the girls at this time, and they would later find them and all the victims. And the sad part is the victims were actually found throughout his property. Late Monday evening, Brittany's father spoke with News on 6, and he shared that he is devastated by his daughter's death. He shared Brittany was an outgoing person. She actually was selected to be Miss Henryetta coming up in July for this National Miss pageant in Tulsa. That's what Nathan Brewer said about Brittany. And now she ain't gonna make it because she's dead. She's gone, he continued. And as I share the matter, this whole investigation is ongoing. Oklahoma officials, the FBI, they're all involved in this. And we're finding out that McFadden had actually shared chilling text messages to the victim in his child sex abuse trial. And this is where it's like, wow, this was obviously related to what was going on, that he had to appear in court. And he took it out on innocent victims. The convicted rapist, Jesse McFadden, he sent chilling text messages to the victim in his child sex abuse trial, warning her that this is all on you. That was the night before he and 6 other people, including the 2 missing teenage girls, they were found dead on his property in rural Oklahoma. McFadden, he failed to show up to court Monday to stand trial on these charges of soliciting sexual conduct with a minor and possession of child PO. You probably know the rest, and sent a slew of these crazy text messages to the victim in that case Sunday evening. Again, he was supposed to appear in court Monday morning, and he didn't show up. And in these text messages, they look to be blaming her for filing charges against him, and him telling her, I will not be going back to that. I will not be facing these charges. And in the text message, he said, I did exactly what I promised I would do when I got out. That's what he shared with the victim. That's what he texted her. I got a marketing job, making great money, and was being advanced. Been there 2 years now and made a great life like I promised I would do with you. Now it's all gone. I told you I wouldn't go back. This is all on you for continuing this. That's the chilling message that he sent to one of his other victims. Now, while he was behind bars, again, following that 2003 rape conviction, McFadden was accused of using a contraband cell phone. You are not allowed to have a cell phone when you're behind bars, right? That's why it's called contraband. And so he sent a message to a 16-year-old girl in 2017. what is called a, sex with text, bringing them together. That's the message he sent to a 16-year-old girl. Despite the charges against him, he was released in 2020. Now, on Monday, the bodies of the 7 people, which included him, on his property. Now, Henryetta, it's a small city of about 6,000 people, and it's about an hour south of Tulsa. And he shared this text message. He was not going back. And he says at the end, you can see, I told you I wouldn't go back. This is all on you for continuing this. And that's when he obviously knew he was going to be doing what we believe to be the unthinkable. To him, I guess not. Rest in peace to these 6 victims taken from this world way too soon because of this selfish act by this man who did not want to pay his piper for more sins that he committed in this world. Now, authorities, they did identify 2 of the deceased as Ivy and Brittany. Now, as I shared, Ivy Webster, who I just shared that picture, that's Ivy Webster, and Brittany Brewer. Brittany, 16 years old, teenager. Ivy Webster, 14 years old, teenager, taken from this world way too soon. And they were reported missing because they never returned home Sunday after spending the weekend with McFadden's family. But here's what we're finding out is that allegedly the family, the mom, the wife, should I say, Tiffany, the stepdaughter, his stepdaughter, her daughter, allegedly they did not know about his past, according to the grandmother. This is Rylee Guess. Rest in peace, Rylee. Rylee is the mother. A lot of people are throwing a lot of shade at this deceased victim, and I am sorry that her family has to witness this. This is not her fault. He is the evil one. Truth is, people get caught up on giving other people a second chance, and I don't know if that's the case. I don't know what she knew, but from what we are finding out, she did not know. But a lot of shade is going her way. What we are also finding out is that they only found out about his past in the last few months, basically when he had to pay the piper for this upcoming charge. Now, as I shared, police, they have not shared too many details about the killings, but a relative of the victim said they were found shot dead in various locations across McFadden's property. This was the at-risk missing person report that was out there because they knew that the 2 girls were seen with him, and they also knew that they were supposed to be going swimming with Tiffany. Tiffany's the friend, the stepdaughter of him. Now, Janette Mayo, the mother of McFadden's wife, Rylee Guess, she said that, she said Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office, they confirmed to her that McFadden, her daughter, and her grandchildren, Rylee Elizabeth Allen, rest in peace, Rylee Elizabeth Allen, 17 years old, Michael James Mayo, 15 years old, and Tiffany Dore Guess, 13, were amongst the deceased. And that's where a lot of people are heartbroken because these were 3 grandchildren as well, right? They're so young, so much life to live. Now, Janet, or Janette, I don't know how she pronounces it, she described McFadden as a quiet but controlling manipulator who hid unsavory details of his past. That's what Janette is saying, the mom of Holly. She shares, he lied to my daughter and he convinced her it was all just a huge mistake on what he spent many years in prison for. Just a huge mistake. Granted, some people are not going to believe that huge mistake. Some people will believe it was a huge mistake, right? She says he was very demure. That's what she referred to him. That's what she added. He was very standoffish, generally very quiet, but he kept my daughter and the kids basically under lock and key. He had to know where they were at all times, which sent red flags. Police, they have not shared a narrative of this tragic event, and the medical examiner has not shared everything, right? There has not been official ID of this as of the last couple hours. We know this by those who are sharing what is leading down, but it has been confirmed by some, but not by the medical examiner. So let me be clear. If we find out different, of course, we're going to be going live right away. Now, Brittany Brewer's father, Nathan, he said that his daughter, she had just been chosen as Miss Henryetta, as I shared with you earlier. So again, a girl who had so much love and life to give has been taken from this world way too soon. And the family, they're saying, we did not know about his troubling past. And that's like, wow. But let me ask you this. Did he do this because he did not want to go back? It's obvious he knew Monday's court trial was not going to go well. He also says in this text, which has been verified, that someone's going to pay for this and it's not his fault. We know, like, really? But that's how people think. It is what it is. We can't always control those things. So we have to think about that. The victims, they have allegedly been said to be shot. So these are shootings. That's what is said all throughout the property. They were found shot to death. And the convicted is Jesse McFadden. He was married to one of the victims, as the grandmother shared. So this was a very close knit. He did this to his family. Shame, shame, shame. My friends, this has been another episode. Please, please be careful out there. Be aware of your surroundings. Know what's going on around you. I'm Manny Rodriguez. This has been another episode of Deep True Crime. My friends, if this is the type of content you like to follow, please hit that subscribe button. Click on that like if you got some value from this, because that lets YouTube know there's value. Show it to more people. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to serving you again. Peace.